Billions of phones tracked in real time. And you probably opted in without realizing it. You probably think your phone's location data is anonymous. That it's just floating numbers used to show you local ads or traffic updates. But behind the scenes, your movements are being collected, sold, and weaponized in ways you've never imagined. This isn't science fiction. It's happening right now, at scale. Billions of devices are being tracked in real time through a shadowy network of data brokers and adtech infrastructure. The most unsettling part? You likely agreed to it with a single tap. At the center of this ecosystem is a company called Anomaly 6. It doesn't need your name or phone number. Instead, it taps into ad auctions, those rapid-fire bids apps run every time you open them. These auctions transmit your location, your device ID, and your movement patterns to bidders worldwide. Anomaly 6 listens, collects, and maps. Using these breadcrumbs, they geo-fence sensitive places, CIA headquarters, military bases, embassies. Any device that shows up inside these zones is tagged, watched, and followed. Where does it go at night? That's probably their home. Cross-reference that with real estate records or social media, and anonymity collapses. Suddenly, a device ID becomes a name. A spy. A soldier. A government official. Or just, you. And it doesn't stop there. Turning off ad tracking? Doesn't work. Your phone still broadcasts alternate identifiers. Your fitness tracker, smartwatch, or dating app might be leaking your most private moments to silent watchers. This video breaks it all down. How real-time surveillance is now cheap, legal, and invisible. And why your phone might be the biggest threat to your privacy. Every time you open a weather app, check a dating profile, or scroll through a game, a silent auction begins. Within milliseconds, ad networks compete to show you a banner or a video ad. To make the best bid, they need data, your location, your device ID, your usage patterns. And that data gets broadcast to dozens, sometimes hundreds of third parties. Anomaly 6 has embedded itself in this stream. Through SDKs, little code snippets buried inside popular apps, it listens. It doesn't show you ads. It just collects latitude, longitude, altitude, timestamp, motion. It can even see when your device stops moving, meaning you've likely gone to sleep. This data isn't tied to your name. But that doesn't matter. Because with enough dots on the map, identity becomes obvious. Your daily commute. Your home. Your office. The coffee shop you hit every Friday. It paints a portrait more personal than any social profile. Here's where it gets tactical. Anomaly 6 geofences specific sites, military bases, intelligence buildings, embassies. Every device that enters is flagged. Then they wait. Where does that phone go afterward? Home? To a hotel? If it returns to the same base tomorrow, it's not a tourist, it's staff. Analysts. Agents. Commanders. Now, let's say one of those phones travels overseas. Visits an airfield in another country. Then shows up at a secure installation a week later. That's not just a pattern, it's a mission profile. And Anomaly 6 isn't alone. This capability is increasingly available to militaries, private contractors, intelligence agencies, and even journalists with the right connections. The line between commercial and intelligence data has blurred. What used to take weeks of surveillance, wiretaps, or satellite footage can now be accomplished with a laptop and a data subscription. No hacking required. Just location. Just motion. Just you. You might think this is just theory. But this kind of tracking has already exposed real people, missions, and national secrets. Let's start with something simple: fitness trackers. In 2018, a heat map from the fitness app Strava showed activity from soldiers jogging on military bases across the world. Why? Because soldiers wore smartwatches to track workouts. Harmless? Not quite. When someone analyzed the data, it lit up secret bases in Syria, Afghanistan, and even undisclosed CIA outposts. Suddenly, a casual morning run revealed the layout of a covert base. That wasn't a one-off. Russian military officers have been identified through smartwatch data that recorded their movements between homes, bases, and operations centers. One officer's workout logs exposed his travel to Crimea during the 2014 annexation. Another was linked to a chemical attack suspect by his Fitbit data. And it's not just military. Journalists and researchers have used location data leaks to identify U.S. intelligence personnel by tracking devices entering places like Langley, then following them home. From there, it's a short jump to cross-check with voter registration, LinkedIn, or Instagram. Even dating apps leak location. Grindr, for example, once allowed precise location triangulation through third-party tools, putting vulnerable users, including intelligence operatives, at risk. Embassies? Same deal. Devices that enter foreign embassies in Washington, D.C. or Brussels can be tracked when they leave. Over time, patterns emerge: who meets with whom, when, and where they go after. Analysts can piece together diplomatic activity without ever breaching a building. Now zoom out. Imagine you're an intelligence agency trying to identify a foreign commander's inner circle. You don't need facial recognition. Just watch which phones always move together. Who travels where? Who takes a different route the day before a strike? This kind of pattern analysis reveals networks, hierarchies, and intentions, all without a single intercepted call. Even private companies are in the game. One report showed how a Christian prayer app sold location data to contractors working with the U.S. military. It wasn't illegal. It was just buried in the terms of service. We're living in a world where revealing your exact location, every second of the day, is the price of using a free app. The worst part? You might not even know which app is leaking. So maybe you've turned off location tracking, disabled ad personalization, denied permission to half your apps. Think you're safe? Not really. Disabling your advertising ID just removes one label. Apps can still use other persistent identifiers like your IMEI number, MAC address, or even custom IDs that developers create themselves. These alternate tags follow you across apps, across accounts, even across factory resets. Then there's your behavior. How fast you move, what time you unlock your screen, what apps you open in what sequence. These digital habits form a fingerprint more unique than your actual fingerprint. Let's say your phone stops broadcasting ad data. Your smartwatch might still be pinging GPS. Your car's infotainment system logs location. Your smart home devices phone home with schedules and routines. And remember, it's not always about you. AI doesn't need to identify every device. It just needs enough. Once it recognizes a pattern, say, 5 devices that always meet in a hotel once a month, then spread out to different cities, it flags it. Could be a covert meeting. Could be a smuggling ring. Could be a business deal. Artificial intelligence elevates location tracking into full-scale surveillance. It can group people by routines, detect anomalies, and even spot potential relationships or shifts in behavior. This is what makes the system dangerous. It's not just the data, it's how the data connects. Let's go back to geo-fencing. Once a phone is tagged entering a sensitive area, the system starts watching. It maps every movement before and after. Where do they stop for coffee? Where do they spend the night? Do they visit schools, hospitals, consulates? The more places a device is seen, the clearer the owner becomes. Now add automatic license plate readers into the mix. These systems track vehicles by scanning license plates on highways and in cities. When matched with phone location data, they create a double confirmation system. Two different technologies pointing to the same person, the same place, the same timeline. Social media tightens the noose. A check-in. A tagged photo. A tweet from a location. Now the system doesn't just know where you are. It knows who you're with, what you're wearing, and what you're doing. And again, all of this is legal. It's gathered through public APIs, commercial agreements, or apps that millions of people download willingly. Even governments that restrict data collection internally often buy access from private companies abroad. The data crosses borders before the laws catch up. Which means your privacy isn't being broken, it's being bought. So what can you do? Honestly, very little. You can revoke location access for your apps. You can disable ad tracking. You can ditch your smartwatch. But most of the system operates outside your control. Even privacy-focused phones like Graphene OS or the Googled Androids can't shield you entirely. Because the network isn't just watching one device. It's watching all of them, in relation to each other. If you walk through the world with a smartphone in your pocket, you are emitting data. Every app you use, every tower you pass, every background process, feeds a global surveillance web built for marketing, but now militarized. And remember, this isn't about just you. It's about your network, your family, your coworkers, your neighbors. A single compromised device can implicate everyone around it. The scary truth? Surveillance no longer requires suspicion, just existence. Governments are aware of the risks, but often complicit. Intelligence agencies love this system, because it gives them access to people and places they could never legally spy on. Militaries use it to map movements. Police departments use it to build profiles. Corporations use it to target, to manipulate, to control. And most people? They scroll past the permissions pop-ups, tap, agree, and never look back. This video isn't meant to make you paranoid, but it should make you alert. Because the battle for privacy isn't happening in the courts or in Congress. It's happening in your pocket. You are trackable, traceable, and possibly already profiled. The only real protection is awareness. Know what your phone is doing. Know what you've consented to. Limit location permissions. Avoid apps that ask for more than they need. Use privacy-respecting operating systems if you can. And most of all, understand that convenience is always a trade-off. In the digital world, free isn't free. It's surveillance as a service. If you found this video valuable, please click like and subscribe. Thank you.